No.
Of course, there were no buses because everybody, lived in Brentwood
Yeah.
and you figured you could walk. So never had it.
But you guys still don't have buses in Brentwood.
Well, we have the kids now in
That come in.
the program and the VTX program,
Yeah, that's true. But I was just thinking like even in the city,
but Jeanette will remember in the Clayton School District one day there was some snow and the city buses weren't running, but we had school anyway.
Oh, it
without
was
the
very,
VTX
very bad.
kids. And oh man, teachers went up to the school board meeting and said, "What are you doing? You're telling these kids they're not a part of the school. This is not the way to do it. You end up, you'll have to do the lesson over again anyway." And a good lesson for Mr. Sente, Dr. Sente, I believe,
Yes.
or Adamowski, maybe. I don't know. I see we are missing Kathy O'Neill and Gary, I think, at this point.
So all the others are here? I
Yes.
see I don't see anything. I mean,
you're frozen, Cindy.
well, I'm moving myself around, but you guys are all frozen.
Oh, well, yeah, I can see you're frozen on.
So now what? I'm gonna miss half these minutes,
Kathy, you
I
are,
was gonna say, if you can hear us, maybe, as long as people identify
Right.
themselves.
you are like Chameleon Kathy or something going
Yes.
on.
Chameleon Kathy.
Kathy, why are you changing your screen?
I'm just messing around. Sorry, I was waiting till it started, but now I'm kind
Did
of.
Kelsey come in?
can't find
Yes,
anything.
Kelsey's here.
Okay.
Okay, it's
There
6:33,
it is.
so let's go ahead and get started. So Cindy, if you would call roll for a quorum.
Okay. Ed,
Yes.
present. Jeanette,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes,
Lynn's not here?
I'm here.
Oh, no, heat up a
Donna,
little.
how come we're all?
Oh, give me a
frozen?
blanket. Give me my blanket off my bed or your bed.
Did you hear me, Cindy?
Okay, I'm gonna go out.
Can I hear you?
They can't- Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Lynn.
Here.
Lynn not here.
I'm
She's
here.
here.
Lynn is
Okay,
here.
this is kind of crazy. I'm here. Angela,
Here.
here. Kelsey, yes. Lori,
Yes.
help.
Do you want to go out and come back in?
I think so. That's what I did before. Hang on. I'm sorry. This is crazy.
We'll talk about you while you're on.
Okay.
Ready, go.
We appreciate her taking notes. I'm terrible at
I went
taking.
out.
I know, if that's the price that for her to keep taking notes, then.
Okay, so how do I do that?
Can you believe Cindy's wearing that outfit to a meeting?
Dad,
Ah, okay, we're on
Thank you.
YouTube. Can you imagine
Here.
decades from now, they come back and look at our meetings online? Okay, I'd like to plug the Chiefs.
If any,
Close the tabs.
Are they in the Super Bowl or something?
Yeah, maybe.
they are.
Wait, did that already happen or are they?
No, it's.
Okay. I know, it's
They
bad.
haven't won yet, but they will.
A librarian here.
I'm like, I can only tell when they have the big chip display at the grocery store. That's like my.
I'm excited because the Cardinals have the best third baseman in baseball now. Nolan Arenado they got. He's amazing. He's amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna get down to where Janet is.
All right. Cindy, you're moving a little.
I know.
Yeah, she did start to move. Oh wait, here comes Gary. See, we were waiting on
Okay.
Gary.
I'm trying to get, it might have gone to opening. Shit.
All right.
Excuse me, you didn't hear that.
This is my favorite meeting so far.
Okay, here we go. We have called the meeting to order, but it didn't work.
There's no order. Okay, that's what I really wanted.
I'll take your order, ma'am. But we are having a Zoom meeting, and that is due to the virus in accordance with the opinion of the Missouri Attorney General's office. We are available on live stream also.
No, it's not a no.
My opening quote tonight is from an obituary.
It's gonna be mine.
About a week
How
ago,
appropriate.
we lost a really wonderful woman who was very active in the Brentwood community and was in fact a member of the Brentwood Library Board at one time. Her name was Carolyn Beimdeck. And
Oh,
she died on January 24th. She and her husband, Don, have been very, very active for years. They were friends of my parents, and they were just wonderful people. And what I wanted to read was the first part of her obituary that appeared in the Post. It says, "A message in a church sermon inspired how Carolyn Beimdeck lived her life. The message was, the most important item on a tombstone is the hyphen between the date of birth and the date of death. We have little control over those two numbers, but we have a lot of control over that hyphen in between." I just thought that was beautiful and very reflective of Carolyn's life. And she was just a good person. And so I wanted to start with that quote. I know it's a little more serious than I usually am, but she's a good lady. Let's move on to acceptance of the agenda. You all have copies of it. Are there any changes or additions to the agenda as submitted? If not, we'll take a motion to accept the agenda as submitted.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded.
Pick whoever you want, Lynn. I mean,
I think she's out, so she's probably gonna have to get this from the recording.
okay, we're fine. Okay.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Oh, same sign. Okay. We're going to go to the minutes of the January 5th meeting, regular meeting. You all had a copy of that. Are there any changes to the regular meeting of January 5th minutes? If not, we'll take a motion to approve those minutes. It's been moved by,
Oh,
So
moved.
moved.
Jeanette, seconded by Gary. All in favor, say aye.
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 Oh, same sign. We also want to approve the minutes of the special meeting of January 20th. You all have seen those, I believe, and is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes of January 20th?
So
I
moved.
move.
All right. So Lynn moved and Kathy Ryan seconded. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Oh, thank you. We will approve the executive session minutes of our December meeting. When we have an executive session, I still don't see one tonight, so we'll hold off on approving that. We now come to the public comment section. I don't see anybody. So I will remind, of course, the public that this meeting is being recorded and it's available online, and any public questions or comments are always welcome and may be directed to Gina at the front desk or by email or however you can get hold of her when she's not at the Super Bowl or watching the Super Bowl, right?
Aye.
So we all agree
Hey,
Cindy needs to, oh, I'm sorry, she's back. Okay.
I'm here.
We are glad we approved the minutes. We approved the regular and special meeting minutes. We've accepted.
Oh, good. Okay.
We've done the public comment section. It's time for the aldermanic report, and unless she's hiding behind somebody, I don't think Kathy O'Neill is.
She's having trouble getting into her email and stuff to open up.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll hold off for now, and maybe she'll
So-
in later with an aldermanic. report. And
Yeah, she doesn't have a report, she said.
okay.
So,
Well, let's go to the library director's report, which is Jenna, you are up.
all right. I don't have a lot to report. I sent one out to you. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it this afternoon.
Mhm.
I feel like the main thing that's happening, well, this week is we're meeting with the county health officials. So I'm just going to be curious to see what they say. And also the Kristen Sorth from the county library is going to be in the meeting. So I'll be curious what they're thinking for what's going to, what is it going to look like? Are they going to start opening up a little bit, or what's going to happen? So I'll keep you guys posted. I'll definitely talk to the reopening committee after that meeting and keep Ed in the loop.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. I feel like, I just shared our circulation stats. They seem to just stay the same every month. So, which is good, I guess, We do about half the, material circulation that we usually do, but, it's coming on, it's, next month will be March, will be a year almost that we've been closed, basically. So yeah, it's amazing to think about that. Does anybody have any questions about what's going on, or maybe you want to remind me of something I forgot?
Let me ask you, if a Brentwood resident came up to one of us and said, well, how many people are actually using the curbside service? Well, and your numbers, I'm not sure if that's really would reflect it. Well, what would you say from, what is it, from 12 to 5 or something?
Wait, now how many people are using it?
Yeah, how many people do you think come on average per day?
I would want to look that up. I really wouldn't even want to guess.
Okay.
I don't feel like, because yeah, I think I can find out like how many individual users use it and look at it an hourly thing. I think I can generate those statistics.
Well,
So, I'll just jot it down. Maybe I can look at it for next month or send it out in a separate email.
yeah, no big extra effort on it. I was just curious. I know every time I go there, there's always a couple, 2 to 3 cars waiting and everything. And I know you all are constantly ringing things out and all that. So I'm glad that our patrons are continuing to find ways to use the library.
Oh yeah. There's definitely there's definitely a pattern of 3 o'clock, especially. I feel like it's maybe school's letting out. We do get busier then. So I think people are picking up and then stopping by. So yeah.
Do you see many cars or people using our hot zones?
No, I don't. Yeah. Oh, and we don't have the we've got the Wi-Fi on all the time. And I do see some people, but not
I've seen
not a
people
lot.
in the parking lot using it.
Yeah, but but as far as the hotspots, we still don't have those activated yet, unfortunately. We're still working on that. We have them, but they're just not ready to go out yet.
So we put them in line before something else gets done, like, or is it cataloging?
Yeah, she's got them now. I'm trying to, yeah.
Say, do these first and do the books?
Yeah, totally.
There's a monthly fee on those, right?
We've already paid for like 3 years.
Okay.
Jenna, can I ask about the crafts?
Yeah.
So it's first come, first served. What's the start date? It's just the first of each month, or?
We'll announce it. I think it's usually when they're, when we have them put together. So it kind of varies, but usually we try to have it like today. It was the first day, basically. I think, no, yesterday, I'm sorry. Yesterday, I think we had them ready to go. So people are picking them up now, but, yeah. It's great. We had so many people like afterwards be like, where's the craft sign up? And we're like, it's already done. It's full, like filled up in 2 hours.
Oh,
So am I signed up for this month? Do I have something this month to pick up, or?
Yeah, I saw your name on there. Yeah.
Okay, so I have something already signed up for.
Yeah, I think you're on for 2 things.
Okay, yep, that sounds about right. Thank you.
Sure.
All crafty. All right, any other questions for Jenna? Okay, if not, let's go to old business. And the first thing I had on there was the budget, and I was going to ask Lynn, are there any other adjustments we need to make at this point, or we're just sailing along with the budget at this point?
I think right now it's fine. We're probably a little bit high in utilities. I think
Okay.
we're looking more at like 3,500 per month, but I'd rather have it high than, and have extra money left. The accounting firm is breaking out some of the information a little bit into a little bit more detail. So I will have to figure out what we decided our payroll taxes are going to be, because that's a separate line item now. It used to just be part of employee benefits.
Okay.
So that's a separate line item, and the janitorial service is a separate line item. So I'll just adjust our numbers in the categories that used to be in and make new budget line items for those.
Okay, well then we don't really need to address the budget itself at this point, and more detailed questions we can ask during the treasurer's report, if that's okay then.
Sounds good.
All right, let's go to the goal subcommittees, and let me just say, I think it might be worthwhile to have this under old business every meeting, and that does not mean that every goal subcommittee has a big report to make every meeting. You may not have any report, or you may have something to say, but I think this is a way of keeping it in our minds that these are what we decided as goals, and what are we doing to make that happen. So that's why I put reports if appropriate. And the first one is the lease. And as you know, we approved it. It's gone into effect. And the committee to kind of make sure that that is going into effect and everything is Jenna. Jenna's on a lot of these committees, aren't you, Jenna? Jenna and
So
Like-
popular.
Jeanette is kind of a question mark, simply because Jeanette's going to be also focusing a lot of energy on the accounting committee too. And then Lori is also. Now, I don't think we have anything really to report at this point, but probably the 3 to 4 of us, we can touch base. I think we'll find out that there are things, oh, we didn't think about that, or we need to do that now. So if it's okay, Jenna and Lori and sometimes Jeanette
Yes.
and I will get in touch, and if we have to have either a Zoom meeting or just exchange some thoughts by email or everything. Is that okay with you, 3 of you, 4 of you?
Mhm.
Okay. Next is accounting, and that's Lynn and Jeanette and Jenna. Anything you want to say as far, you want to do that now or when we get to the treasurer's report, Lynn, or?
Why don't we wait for the treasurer's report?
Okay, we'll let our suspense build up. So treasurer's-
Yes.
Well,
Keep you on the edge of your seat.
okay. Safety plan. Jenna, you and Cindy and Angela are working on that. What, do we have any report on that or anything that you all, the 3 of you are?
No, I have a feeling I'm going to be the person that's like making everybody slow. I'm like, it's too many committees. No, we haven't met yet, so
We're
Okay,
thinking a lot about it among ourselves.
that's right. Just like,
all righty. The next is a reopening, and we heard from Jenna that she's going to be going to a meeting, or are you going to the meeting on Thursday, or is it a Zoom or what?
it's a Zoom meeting. Yeah.
And at that point, then you and Kelsey and Kathy can
Mhm.
talk about what needs to be done and everything.
Yeah.
That's going to be very, very interesting. Times I think it's gonna be late spring and then I hear early fall, so I don't know.
Oh,
But I think we definitely want to be ready for a big grand reopening and celebrate the reopening. Facilities Subcommittee, which is myself and Jenna and Sarah, Sarah Palmer, our programming person at the library. And I've got Jeanette on there, but Jeanette that's another one of those where she'll be concentrating so much on accounting.
She forgets to attend the meeting.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I did. I went down and did projects and then I went, oh, I forgot.
And Cindy and Gary and Kathy are, and we had our first meeting and Cindy has agreed to be the one reporting on that. So Cindy, you don't have to go into all the detail, but kind of give an overview of what we did.
yeah. Hang on.
Okay, she's gone now, but
No, I'm here. I'm here. Don't talk about her.
title.
We're still here.
I
You.
heard you this time. Yeah, actually, it was pretty interesting. Ed had given us a bunch of questions and things to consider before we started the committee meeting. Mostly, we spent a lot of time on what we saw as positive things about our current facility, and then switched over to what we thought were more negative things about it. And so we had a lot of, I think, a lot of similar ideas. Do you want to know how much detail should I go into? You know, I mean, mostly everything was positive, but there were probably the most commonly stated negative was the space, not enough of it, and the parking situation, which kind of is along with space. But most of the positives was about how the library feels. The word cozy was used a lot, comfortable, that we had a lot of patrons who really liked coming there and so forth. And it was really, really nice to hear all those things. We set up some other sort of things to consider for the next meeting, which is going to be in March. So we'll probably have a whole lot more things at that point to really relay to you about what we've been thinking and what we might be doing. So, I don't know if you want any more detail than that. It was a good meeting.
I think it was good. We kind of set a tone of, we really appreciate what we have now and the welcoming staff, wonderful staff, and the facility.
Yeah.
It feels like a hometown library, but we also said, but for programming and resource storage and
Right.
office space, we need more space. So we're going to be attacking that problem and how we go about looking for other space or renovating whatever it is that we need to do. So I appreciated everybody's input, and Cindy, thank you for documenting what we were doing and for reporting. And that's kind of how I see the other subcommittees doing too, is, kind of going through generally where you're at and, have somebody report for the committee, and it doesn't always have to be Jenna. One of the things Jenna did at our facilities meeting was she immediately delegated to Sarah some task.
Oh, good.
What it was, but I said, yeah, way to go. Because I know Sarah is very eager to get involved, and we have other staff members, so.
The staff
Yeah.
survey.
Pardon me?
Yeah,
There was the
Staff
staff survey.
Yeah,
There we go. She's working with you, isn't she, Kathy?
Yeah, Sarah and I are working on it.
yeah.
And
The other
that
nice,
we're
the
not-
other nice thing about this is that we didn't have to do real minutes. They were just, things written down so that we would all remember what we talked about. But no real minutes, so we don't have to approve those.
And also, we're not meeting again until March.
Right.
I think especially the facilities subcommittee, it's a very long-term thing. And so we want to make sure we get some information before the next meeting and all that. So Any questions or comments about any of that subcommittees? The employee handbook, have you had a chance to work on that? I think you and Lori were doing that, Jenna, is that right?
Yeah,
Where are we at with that?
Yeah, I can speak to it real quick. We did meet and we did, virtually, of course, and went through kind of piece by piece, comparing it to the city and
Okay.
seeing what's missing from ours, since we're not going to rely on the city for anything we don't cover anymore. So we looked at things that we would need to add in, and then other adjustments. Now that it's ours, we don't have to follow all of their policies. So we're going to meet again this month and do some edits to it, and then share that with you before the next meeting, so we can get some feedback from all of you on any changes.
Sounds great. That's exactly what we're looking for. Very good. Thank you so much. Any questions of the employee handbook committee? Great. Thank you. Well, I think next is the treasurer's report. So, Lynn, I know it's been out a few things. So Lynn, if you want to take it from here.
Okay. So, the folks at Perk did their stuff and paid our bills this month. Unfortunate news for us, the gal that we've been working with, Jennifer, decided to leave. I think she's working much closer to home, so it's hard to fault her for that. But there are two staff people that are on board as far as working with us on a daily basis, and the owner, Jenna Perk, is actually going to be supervising them. I printed out financials and learned that even though what shows up on my screen is not matching what's showing up on paper. I don't know why on the budget report, I could see all 6 columns, but they don't all print out. So I'm actually meeting with them. Jeanette's going to come with me. We're going to meet with them tomorrow. What I had also done was I took the monthly activity and put it in the QuickBooks system for 2020 so that we do have the numbers available for comparisons. And in the process, I thought I was being smart and reconciling the end of November, what was in our balance sheet with in QuickBooks and making it match the one from the city. And in doing so, managed to double the amount that's in our checking account. So as much as I'd love to have that number there, it's not a good thing that it's not the right one. So we do not have a balance sheet at this point, and really, to my great dismay and frustration and anger, the city has not been able to give us December information at all. I totally understand that there are some strange rules that go into the government accounting, in that the ad valorem that we actually receive in January and February is treated as if we received it in December. So they can't really close the balance sheet until they know what they've received in January and February. Totally get that. But they know what they did as far as paying our bills. And I don't know why we can't at least get the profit and loss report, find out how much they took in on our behalf in ad valorem, and give us the list of our expenses. But I was told that it'll get here when it gets here. And people are on vacation and they're shorthanded and whatever else.
I understand, Lynn, that Karen is retiring from City Hall, the one who has been working on these reports. And so we basically forced Jennifer and Karen to leave. Is that what we've done? No.
I would not say it's us. One of the things that was mentioned, the reason they're short-staffed is BOLA is refusing to allow them to hire another accounting person. So,
Okay.
that might be, anyway,
We'll just work with whoever we got, but I know you've had some frustration, we all have, with what the city has been doing. And I didn't want to push Karen too much right before she left or she retired, but I do think we need to sit down and with Bola probably and say, this is what we need each month. And how
well,
to get-
and we really just need the year end.
yeah. Or for the year.
So, and that's the difficult part, is that we need year end. Jackie was on vacation. She's actually been the one that's been sending me the reports more frequently, or more recently, I should say. But my concern at this point is that we have some accounts that have been sitting on the balance sheet for an awful long time without any changes to them. And I think some of it even predates Karen. So I'm a little concerned that nobody's going to know what the real numbers are, how they came about in order to decide what we should do with them.
That's not stuff that the auditor, I mean, since we do have a yearly audit, that's not something that would be in that report.
Oh, it would not be in their report. They may have information about the accounts, but it wouldn't be in the report. The one that I know of specifically is an accounts receivable other.
Yes.
And it's
that's-
had $7,100 in there for as long as I can remember. I don't know what we're supposed to be receiving money from. The other one that confuses me is there's a due from account, which is anything that transpires between us and the city that that money hasn't changed hands. And again, I don't know why. I don't know what happens that's utilized instead of just doing a journal entry to record the information or taking money out of the account. I really don't know. So it'll be interesting to see what they'll be able to tell us, if anything. I certainly hope they didn't turn off their old system yet.
Yikes.
So for right now, anyway, the budget report shows our actual and the budget, and it gives us both the dollar amount we're over or under budget as well as a percentage. And so clearly we're doing great right now.
Yeah.
We spent $35,000 in the month of January and we budgeted $63,000. So woohoo.
Can I ask you about that report, Lynn?
Mhm.
The one I'm looking at here.
Yes.
Is the idea to have year-to-date somewhere on there too?
Yes. And that's why there's a second actual all the way to the right.
Okay, that was my question. That
should be the year-to-date. This is the report that on my screen, I can see all the columns. And when I go to print, I only get what we all got. And there's nothing to indicate. I can't change the size of the page or anything. It doesn't allow me to select, one page wide. I have no options. So that's one of the things I'm going to bring up tomorrow in our meeting is how do I get these reports to actually print the way they should be?
Did they download as PDFs?
But even when I print it to PDF, it doesn't all show up.
You already have a year-to-date budget column somewhere, but it's just not showing up when you print? Is that what you're saying, or?
No, they're there, but when I select the print, it doesn't shrink the information enough to print it to one page wide.
Okay, well, what I'm looking at with this monthly report, I think we need to have like the month actual and budget, and then the amount over budget, and then we need the year-to-date actual and budget.
I understand, and that shows up on my screen.
Yeah.
But they don't print.
Well, I'm not in love with the percent of budget column simply because I think it's our budgets are so small that the percentages are gonna look crazy one way or the other. But the actual number over budget, over and under budget, I like that column. So I was gonna say, if you could replace the percent of budget with year-to-date budget or move actual over or something, so you keep the same number of columns, I think that would be very informative to us.
She's
Is
meeting-
that the problem? Is it we're not?
No, the problem is there is something fundamentally wrong when I hit print, that
Okay,
it does not print what is shown in the print preview screen.
okay,
This report saved in QuickBooks?
You know, I don't know if it's actually saved or not.
Okay.
It is a, the design is there, and you can go in and print it anytime you want for any date range you want.
who can solve that problem?
I am assuming that the PERC people will be able to do that tomorrow,
Okay,
when I meet with them tomorrow.
I like this form of this report. 1 page and 5 columns, I think is enough. And like I said, I would be okay with replacing the percent with the year-to-date budget. So you've got monthly, year-to-date actual and budget, amount over the budget. I think that gives us the information we need, but why don't you talk to them and see what we need to do then?
I will.
But that looks good. On the problem with the city, like I said, I don't want to rush and dump on Karen right now, and she's leaving in a week. Is that right, Jenna? You remember?
Somewhere around the 15th.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a way we could get the PERC to sit down with her before she leaves.
Oh, yeah.
Like just schedule a meeting with her, like so they could ask those questions about the
That's a good idea.
thing.
Anybody from us, whether it be you and Lynn, Jeanette, all 3 of you, whatever's needed, I would say go ahead and do that. Maybe, I don't know if a Zoom meeting would be as effective as being at that table, but can you and Lynn and Jeanette work that out and see what
I just wondered if they would get, if we had someone else asking the question, if we would get an answer. You know what I mean? Because we've been asking the
We've
question.
been asking the question for years.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good, and I think it would be good that we have somebody, like I said, from the 3 of you that makes sure the right questions are being asked.
Do we, I don't usually do this, do we need to pull in somebody else? Like our alder person or, just as to lay weight because we need to know, like, is this money gonna come to it? The things that are missing, we don't know where
Mhm.
they are. Is that, I don't like doing that, but I don't care right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Kathy and I can certainly talk to the right people to say we need these figures, these numbers. I would probably talk to Bola first, but if we don't get the answer, then I'll talk to David. But
Well, I understand about things not, that they're swamped about what's in January, but I'm more concerned about, as Lynn said, those things that have been there and we've never gotten an answer.
Yeah.
Is that money gonna disappear? Did it belong to us?
And I asked in October
Mm-hmm.
that, hey, we're approaching year end and time to change. And these are the accounts. There's only 3 or 4 of them that we really don't know what's involved in them. And could they please be looking into it, because we'll need to know for year end what to do with them. So it's not, I didn't just ask them last week and expect
No.
them to jump and give me an answer.
Lynn, would you send me an email, just very concise, saying you need to know these numbers,
Sure.
and then I'll go from there. But I think also be thinking of sitting down with PERC and the city about the whole process too.
So like after you guys meet, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, yes.
When
Yeah.
you guys meet and then,
Within,
yeah, figure out what we need and then
within this month.
schedule something with Karen.
If we remember,
Jackie?
we can, yeah, ask them tomorrow what they think these accounts might be. They may,
Yes.
they might have a, and you know that
Okay.
I don't understand, I don't know that, so I hope, yeah.
And you have what you need to ask, or do you need anything?
No,
Okay.
I should have it.
Lynn's gonna send me that. I have so many emails and memos in my stack. I want to make sure I'm asking the exact right questions. All right. Trying to think anything else on the treasurer's report. Does anybody else have any questions on the treasurer's report, the monthly report that came to you?
So my guess is that we will not be able to close the city checking account until March.
Okay. That's what I gathered from some of your
Because,
correspondence.
yeah, I'm just assuming that they need through the end of February, so,
And we think maybe there's what, 8,000 in there?
oh no, there
Oh,
was
right, the
8,
ad valorem taxes. Sorry, I keep forgetting
Exactly.
that that's the account that goes into.
so we had 8,000 in the account at the end of November. If we didn't collect any tax money, they should have asked us to transfer money because we spent 45,000 in the month, approximately. So clearly they at least got 40 to 45,000 in for taxes paid because they didn't ask us to transfer any money. I have no idea if they got 45 or 145.
That'd be a difference.
And I assume that they are going to continue to put what they receive into that checking account because they are treating it as still taking place in December by the weird governmental regulations. Fortunately, we have 1.3 million in the new checking account because that's where all of our money is.
Yeah.
All of our investment money got moved there. So the good news is we have plenty of money to go forward. The bad news is we need to start looking at other places to put it because we earned a whopping $100 in interest for the
Okay.
month of January. That's
So
so.
We'll work on that,
The
Lynn.
next task then, yes, is going to be where can we invest it so that we're getting a little bit more than $100 a
Okay. I hear GameStop's pretty good, but
month.
Robin Hood.
okay. All right. Well, it's Lynn, if you could send that to me and then I will contact Bola probably first, Kathy and I will, and we'll go from there, but we'll, the 3 or 4 of us will keep in touch. I would like by the next meeting to at least have some answers. Okay.
Sounds good.
Any other questions on the treasurer's report? If not, we'll go to new business, and this is, we need to pass a resolution regarding Missouri loggers since we are taking our employees and putting them in that now. Jenny, you want to explain the process and what we need to do?
So basically I went to loggers and asked, is there a way we can still just be on the city's account? And they said, no, we would need to have our own separate fund or,
Is everybody know what logging is? You want to, real quick, I can see.
oh no, you really put me on the spot now. I'm like, so it's a pension fund for Missouri employees, basically for government employees from the state.
And we were in with the city.
And yeah, we were members with the city and now we're trying to just move and there's like no change except that we're changing identities. We had to pay for a report last year to see how much it would cost, and it's basically the same. But we had to have a 45-day open public period where the report from loggers and the intention to switch over to our own entity being in charge of it, we had to have that publicly noticed, and it's been on our website for 45 days. And so now we can resolve to officially adopt it, which essentially I feel like it's not a change so much as it is just a formality, you know?
Yes.
It's the same thing we already have. We're just taking ownership of it as opposed to the
Okay,
city.
So we don't run it. We just, we can, at the board or the library contributes to the retirement fund.
Mhm.
And then if somebody retires, the state takes care of it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's the way it's been.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can send people to the meetings if we want. I mean, it's, you know, it's yeah, exactly. But yeah, so Lisa, let me backtrack a little bit. The people at Loggers gave me a resolution. They said they would give us one to work with, and that's what I sent you originally. And then I sent that to Lisa on yesterday, and she went through and just made it look like our other resolutions, basically. And she said she tidied up the wording. So so that's what you'll see, a red line copy. That's what they changed. And then there's a clean copy. So
No
I
real
don't know.
substance.
No, I mean, I've I feel bad. I don't know like the ins and outs of it, but enough to report. But it's pretty much just,
It didn't change.
yeah, exactly.
The names have changed. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Questions? If not, we need a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing and approving our new loggers account in the name of the library. Is there
So
a
moved, Jeanette.
move by,
I'll second.
second by Lynn? Any discussion on the resolution? I always thought they were talking about loggers and I had pictures of guys.
No Ed, no Ed, no.
Oh,
All
I
right,
think he's going to talk about beer, right?
Yeah.
all
Oh, I
in
have a
favor-
question.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It is adopted. And so we can move ahead with that.
Thank you.
Ed, we're supposed to both sign this, right?
Yeah, you and I have to sign it.
Right.
I'm in quarantine right now, so I won't be able to unless my wife goes and picks it up and brings it to me. We could do that. I don't know. I may be able to get in a car. We'll see.
Do you have a scanner?
Do I have a scanner? Yeah.
You could scan it to the library and I could scan it to Cindy.
Okay.
Well, my name is not Cynthia on here,
Oh, no.
my legal name. So I have so many aliases, it's really
Wait,
hard to
let me
keep.
look. Let me look at the clean copy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'll change it and send it to you guys.
You just
Okay.
invalidated the whole resolution now because no.
okay. I'll change my name to Cindy then.
Okay, okay.
Next item on the
Change it to
agenda
Cynthia and I'll send it to you, Ed.
Okay.
is more public comments. Any more public comments? Any less public comments? Okay, if not, there is no need for an executive session tonight. Our next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, March the 2nd.
Mhm.
March 2nd. Oh, I know. That's my 25th anniversary. Wow.
Oh,
Joanne
Wow.
and I always plan a getaway. One plans one year, one the other. Joanne doesn't know, but I'm planning a getaway to a library board meeting this year.
You'll be excited.
We don't Zoom together much except for book club, so that'll be exciting. Anyway, at 6:30 on March 2nd, we will plan. And if there's nothing else, a motion to adjourn at 7:21. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move.
Well, I get like 5 people's motion.
That would have been Cynthia saying that, so.
Mark moved and Lynn
I
second.
will second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, thank you. This has been a productive meeting and a
Yeah.
little shorter than some of ours. Those of you on the subcommittees, like I said, start getting together, even if it's by Zoom or if it's by email. Just be thinking about your goals and how we can implement what we want to do. And I'll get back in touch with some of you on what we decided tonight.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Jeanette, do you have a favorite in the game this Sunday?
No.
You can't
I'm
see it.
sitting in Kansas City, so yeah.
I got a shirt on, so, okay.
Yay, Chiefs.
Okay, okay,
Pretty,
all right, yeah. Then I will call you when I get in town.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you all. Very
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Stay
Bye.
well.
well.
Go.